Hi there, my name is Chad Carnan, and I'm the owner-operator of CK Knife and Tool. I started making knives back in 2014, just as a hobby. I wanted to make a knife for myself that my kids would always be able to go, that was Dad's knife. After making my first knife, I decided to make a second one, and I took my son along with that journey, which was pretty fun. Then after that, I made my wife one and just kind of snowballed from there. Ultimately turned it into a nice small little part-time business, but then I turned to social media to help advertise for my knives, show off what I was doing. Maybe somebody else would be interested in one of my knives. I decided to build a business based on customization and giving someone something very unique that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. Unlike a lot of knives out there, most people own the same knife you do. I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to make a knife that you can't get anywhere else. Whether it was the steel, the handle material, or pins, leather sheath, kydex, whatever it was, I was going to try to make Chad Carnan and CK Knife and Tool a very customizable knife company. It was pretty successful. I was very blessed with being able to make knives for several companies throughout the industry, as well as social media influencers. But back in 2021, I decided that my family and I, we needed to have a change. We left Washington State and moved to Wyoming. My wife, my son, and my daughter helped build CK Knife and Tool all over again. It was a struggle. We were just out of COVID. The economy was starting to kind of falter a little bit and stumble. So it was a bit of a struggle. I still made knives on the side, but ultimately had to go back to doing part-time work and finding other incomes. Now in 2024, as I'm rounding out the year recording this video, in June, we had lost our son Ben to an auto accident, and ever since it's been a bit of a struggle to get back into the company and get back into the business again. Back in 2019, I was blessed to become a Made in America movement ambassador, but with COVID and the economy, that organization and that process kind of fell to the wayside. I've always been passionate about that. And so I thought about moving forward in 2025 as using it as part of a healing process. I wasn't just going to focus on CK Knife and Tool anymore. I wanted to start trying to give back and focus on other companies that were small, maybe like me, starting out. Maybe veteran-owned, former law enforcement or firefighter, maybe a family-owned business that are just trying to struggle to build a dream. So I sat back and thought about it for a while and decided that here in 2025, I'm going to start trying to showcase companies around the United States that make Made in America products. Whether it's an item made by hand or it's a product that's made here in the United States by a company that might be veteran owned, might be owned by a former law enforcement or firefighter, but just the fact that I want to try to help other companies out that are here in the United States. I will still be making knives on occasion, but for right now, here in January 2025, my books will be remaining closed. Any knives I will be working on are going to be put up on the website for sale as a homeless knife. I am slowly filling orders that have been made prior to my son's death or just shortly after my son's death. But because of that, it's taking me a while. Shortly after my son's death, I had struggles, and so I had to start seeking assistance. In doing so, I learned that I wasn't just suffering from just the loss of my son or just a little small bout of depression perhaps, but was having some pretty bad anxiety and panic attacks, and ultimately got diagnosed with PTSD. Now, at the recording of this video, I am doing well. My family and I, we are slowly but surely starting to heal. It's going to be a long process. Ben was very focal in my life. He was considered to be my right hand. He was a very good knife maker. Although he didn't have the passion for it, he was very good at it. We did a lot together, but not just my son and I. It was my wife and my daughter as well. If you've been following us the last 10 years, you know we've done so much together. We homeschool our kids for a good part of their life. We traveled throughout the United States and saw so much together as a family. Many of the times we brought you along with us. With that said though, CK Knife and Tool and Chad Carnan as a social media platform are changing now. I'm not sure how long this will go, how successful this will be, but having thought about it for a long time, I've decided that I'm going to try to do this in 2025, trying to give back to other individuals, other companies. And maybe along the way, I'll find people like myself that are struggling with certain things. And in us sharing our stories with you, you too might be able to find a way of healing. I know that I've learned that sharing my experiences with you all has helped me these last few months. And I wanted to continue on with that process. Maybe it could be thought of as being a little selfish on my part, but I also have gotten to meet a few people as of late that have been suffering from several similar situations as myself. And in doing so, I thought to myself, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. So here in January 2025, I'm going to start the process in communicating with other companies and organizations and meeting with them, showcasing their product, maybe showcasing their struggles, giving them to you and letting you decide if this is a good route for me to go. I'm leaving it up to you all. I do appreciate all the support the last 10 years. I'm not sure if going forward is going to be successful for myself or my company, but it's something that I need to do. And I'm hoping that you understand that. And I ask that you stay subscribed, maybe share something with somebody else that you think might be struggling if they find my videos interesting. I'll try not to be melancholy and all humdrum. I'll try to bring a lot of laugh or joy, but just know that there are going to be struggles. I can't say how many videos I'm going to be putting out this year. I can't tell you how many knives I'm even going to be making this year. With so much pulling at me right now, I can't make promises. I am going to be finishing up the knives that others have bought from me in the past few months, up to Ben's passing. But I can say that it has been a struggle doing those knives. There are so many memories here in this building of my son and my wife and my daughter that I do find it hard at times to talk about or to deal with. I've been getting help, and I'm hoping that this help will give me some semblance of normalcy, and then in doing so, a little bit of knowledge and that I can share with you all. So again, I do thank you for all the support, all your emails, your messages, your prayers. Even if I haven't responded, I do appreciate it. And I hope that 2025 is going to be a good year for healing, just not for myself and my family, but for so many others that have been struggling the last few years. With that being said, again, thank you. This is CK Knife and Tool, and I am Chad Carnan, and I welcome you to join me in this next version of what's going to happen.